Yeah. Throwing left hooks, right hooks. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the building. Spencer looking mixed race. Bro, you throw that light. That light. Bro, you look mixed race, fam. Ladies and
You're hating,
gentlemen.
bro.
Hey, Bobby Wright. Spencer looks like you. Look, the cameras made him look like you. Ladies and gentlemen,
Tunde is a double hater.
Yemi X. Spencer's been bleaching. Spencer's been bleaching.
Tunde is the living hater. So when we're talking about
Spencer, yeah, bleach. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings yeah, man's on a vibes cartel thing. we just started the new year. Spencer Fearon is now known as Spencer Vibes Cartel Fearon. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me an absolute pleasure, an honor to bring you the first edition of 2025 in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it. We're there.
Come on.
What going to spend ranks?
Son, I'm good, you know.
What's happening, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. And looking forward to this show.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's like it is the first show of 2025, and you know this is the year. But it's good simply because there's so many fights to draw on right now, and I mean, there's so many good fights that are possibly going to happen to. You know what I mean?
But Spence, before we do that, I would be remiss. Man's already in the comments saying, hold on, where's the shout outs? Because everyone knows I always shout. Bro, man's in the comments already on me. Straight away, 2025. Whoa. Let me first big up the first man in the dance hall, the first man in the building was Mr. E. Francis. Hold tight, AAV develops. Hold tight, Mickey Dub. AO is in the place. Steve Bailey. Who else? Chrissy Blue, the lovely Chrissy Blue. Simi Tech RS. Come on. Bernard Kodea. Bailey. Air Max 90 King. Joe Barrow. Deep Random Finker. The lovely, all the way in Puerto Rico. Becky Hales. Old tight Yemi X, Old tight Jack Swagger, Motley M Sport, Daniel J Bolton representing GH Ghana crew. Old tight. And let me just say happy birthday to Joel Kadua. Regardless of the day, he was in the gym twice today, in the AM, on the PM. Boy, the boy's working, and God will reward him.
Happy birthday, Joe. But Tunde, what is his job?
His job is a boxer, but there are not many boxers who on a Sunday, on their birthday, on Christmas Day, on New Year's Day, are in the gym. And I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I know, but Tun, we've always been doing that. So that's not new.
We've been doing that from the jump. But big up, Joe. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Joe, because he's a lovely human being. Really nice. And chill. And yeah, he's won already as far as I'm concerned. Just by his mannerisms, his behavior, God bless his parents. I'm being real. And his coach. You know what I mean? Because Tunde tried to talk about I'm bleaching my skin, but Tunde, you bleach your teeth. How about that one?
Come on. Old tight Tunde. Coleola. Old tight big London media channel, the man himself in the building. Skyliner, the editor, Miss Levy H. Bronx Boxing with Daya. Old tight Daniel Grace, Mr. Bobby Wright, Edna Good, Ricky Wallace. Old tight Manny's in the building with us. We don't usually get Manny, but Mr. Stamina for Sale, Mr. Manny's there with us. Yemi talks boxing. Oh, Yems. Not even Yemi. Yems talks boxing. All right, cool. Old tight Jay Lanks. Who else? Who else? Alfie Black, the one and only Mr. Alfie Black. He says AI Spencer has aged. Old type Paul L Finance, you know the regular man them, the man them that's like wallpaper. Old type Paul L Finance, Chris Essex, Leon Graham, Guzzy, Nathan's mindset. There you go, Nath. There you go, mate. Nathan's mindset. There's your shout out, mate. So old tight Jammer, conveying ideas. Andre Bukenya, Denzel Bell. I saw you on Twitter, bro. So you know you're always there watching Wagwan. Old type Big TI1, Duke Alexander. What's that? I always say it wrong. Let me get it right. You're not about Mike. Old tight evening to you. Hope Brown. The list goes on and on and on. NDJ Greens, Joe Kadua. Yep, he's saying thank you. Happy birthday again, Joe. But you know, it's
he couldn't say him. He just sitting in a 14's out. So big up the brother, yeah?
Come on, old tight Joe. Yeah. Anyway, bro, it's 2-2. All right. Ikram Buddin Zwain, first Snapchat of 2025. All right. Get the thing going. Old tight for the 14 Czar. Man, them have a blessed new year, and the same goes to you, yours, your family, and those that love you. Old tight Daniel Woods, come on, you got it late, but you're here, mate. You're here, mate. Old tight Trevor OJ, blessings to you. All right, I think that's me shouting out everyone for now. But let us talk about. Let's start with the top of the tree. AJ versus Fury. Or one time it was Fury versus AJ. It was Fury versus AJ last week. No, first of all, it was AJ versus Fury. It was like that for the longest of the time. Then it was Fury versus AJ. But right now, Spence, I'm being honest. I don't know who's going on the poster first. Yes, AJ lost by devastating knockout. Tyson Fury was comprehensively outboxed in the second fight, lost the first fight. AJ lost the first fight against Alexander Usyk, but made a better fight for the second fight. It was a lot closer. AJ performed much better in the second fight. Mm-hmm. But in terms of records, they're both 0-2 against the master, the genius, the matrix, the man who has yet to be decoded. We are talking of none other than Alexander Usyk from Ukraine. Spence, who goes on the poster first? AJ or Fury?
Who goes on the poster first? Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury, that's interesting.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Yes, please.
Because Tyson Fury, like Anthony Joshua, has lost twice to Alexander Usyk.
Yes.
Right? But, and this is the but, even though I believe that AJ could win this fight, right? But the reason why I'm saying that Tyson Fury should be the one on the left of the poster,
yes,
is simply because Tyson Fury is the man that was the last man to hold the world title. Right? Tyson Fury also has never been knocked out. Right? It's been twice where AJ's been stopped or knocked out. Right? But I'm not taking nothing away from Anthony Joshua. I'm saying off of that, Tyson Fury should be the one on the right hand side of the poster.
But isn't I mean, when they're making these posters up, obviously we know that from managers and trainers, well, not so much trainers, but managers, their promotional teams, the setups will be batting for who's on what side of the promoter. But doesn't a lot of it have to do with the general pull of the person saying they want to go on one side? Wouldn't you say, or maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not even saying I'm just posing a question here, that AJ still has the bigger pull in respects of the two of them, AJ and Fury?
Well, Tunde, also, I'm glad that you said it.
Yeah, I'm answering the question. I don't think that's actually correct, but I want to hear it from a professional.
Eddie was saying to me, this was about a year ago. He said nobody sold a ticket like AJ, right?
Yes.
Nobody sold a ticket like AJ. I've been present at a couple of Tyson Fury's fights, yeah. And I remember leaving Wembley after AJ came second best against Daniel Dubois, and there was a solemnness within the crowd and the people, just like I witnessed a murder, Tunde. That's what it was like. It was like I witnessed a murder, like somebody just got killed. So he has got nuts pulling power, Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
So I'm not taking away him having that pulling power.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, if we're looking at this as
lie. Sorry.
You mash up your glasses.
I just bought these.
What are they? What glasses are they?
Now they're the blue light glasses.
The blue light glasses. That's
what happens. They block out the blue light.
Tunde, that's what happens when you buy stuff from Temu.
Oh my goodness. I just bought these. Guys, Spence, carry on, sorry.
When you buy your stuff from Temu, Tunde, it'll mash up quickly.
That is a madness. Anyway, carry on, Spence.
Yeah, so I'm saying, when Eddie Hearn was telling me, like, Ron, no one sold the ticket like Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a kind of switch inside simply because even though Tyson Fury lost, he's arguing in his head and his camp and the rest of the people behind him that he didn't lose that fight.
Wait, who? In Fury's camp?
Frank Warren saying that no, he didn't believe that he lost the fight. Eddie Hearn was saying, oh, it was close, and I think, well, Fury could have nicked it. So when you're seeing things like that, I believe that Tyson Fury will be the one on the left, but on the right side for the two fights. Yeah, on the left. That's what I believe.
But Bobby Wright for the $4.99.
Big up, Bobby. But Tunde, before we go into anything deeper, did you just see that Eddie Hearn got robbed? Man tried to rob him.
Who robbed him?
Man tried to rob Eddie Hearn. I'm just reading it on Twitter. Michael put it out there. Like 4 men tried to rob him.
Oh wow!
In my Rolex store.
In the Rolex store.
Yeah. He was in the Rolex store. I didn't read the whole article, but yeah, Eddie Hearn just about got robbed.
Interesting. Where? What road? In London?
No. I think he's in Miami.
Oh wow! Well,
I'm gonna just double check. The things are true.
But I hope he's okay. Bobby Wright, thank you for the $4.99. He said fights he wants to see: AY versus Buatsi, Canelo versus Crawford, AJ versus Fury, in that order. Big up Bobby Wright for the $4.99. To be fair, I hope we see those fights also. It would really be good for boxing. Spence. So all right. From your professional standpoint, the two fighters at certain, junctions in their careers.
Crossroads is the correct term.
Crossroads. Okay, yes, crossroads. The final stages of their careers, they're not going to be around for much longer. At this moment in time, who would you edge the fight for? Fury or Anthony Joshua? Sorry, Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua?
Neither of them, Tunde.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't know where neither of them are mentally. Right? I don't. I would like to think that Anthony Joshua, because I see him, he's gone back home to Nigeria. You know what I mean? Eating bare pounded yam and stuff. You know what I mean? And a goose. Right? But
Joshua, he said, big responsibility. AJ said, big responsibility. I love that. Come on. But yeah, he's mashing down the pounded. So what does that mean? I think, to be fair, with with the certain rumors, not that I really listen, bro. I'm not really around to listen to rumors. I don't really look on social like that. I just post and go. But there are a few negative things flying around about he's not in a good place. And for me personally, it was really good to see him smiling. Really good to see him in a good place. Really good to see him with his young boy, with his young lion. You know, just being out there and letting people know that he's still about, Spencer. Because, you know, when you're in a certain position, there are always going to be rumors. And I think the best way to dispel rumors is to just show your face. And I think him going out and showing that he's, you know, he's this new ambassador for boxing in Nigeria, whatever it is. I don't know the precise role. I think it could. I think it does show that he's in a... Huh?
For Ogun State, where he's
for Ogun State, yes, for Ogun State, yeah. I think it does show that he's in a good place. But he looks in a good place. I don't know what that means for his boxing career. Huh?
Why? That doesn't necessarily mean you're in a good place.
Well, that's what I said. I don't know what that means in terms of his boxing career, but you know, everything is mental, and him coming out like that, that's part of your mentality. It's part of your makeup.
Yeah. I would say, Brother Tunde, that you know more than anybody that boxing is a spiritual thing, and when you can go back to the place of your forefathers, and you know what I mean, and you're reminiscing, you're being aligned with your cultural identity, that makes you powerful too. So maybe. Right, maybe he did that and things have clicked, and I hope, please God, that they have clicked with him. But this is something that I believe that he should have done 5 years ago to me.
I hear that.
Right? But you know what they say? Better late than never. So we'll see where that's going to put Anthony Joshua. I hope that it puts him in a good place, because Anthony Joshua is a powerful human being. Because
you told us.
Yeah,
so you keep telling us.
He's a powerful human being. If he wasn't a powerful human being, he wouldn't.
So you keep telling us, Spence.
He wouldn't have amassed and wouldn't be in the position that he is right now.
Yes.
Right? But also, Brother Tunde, Tyson Fury is a powerful human being.
Well, I mean, I don't listen. I think sometimes you have to know yourself, you know, compartmentalize certain things, because generally we have our own opinion and we have our own beliefs, but I think when all's said and done, people just want to know about the fight. And I think Tyson Fury, he didn't look mentally damaged from that last fight.
He didn't.
They didn't. In fact, he looked like he was ready to go straight away.
So, and I totally.
Yeah, he looked, and you know, listen, people respond and people bounce back different ways. Some people, you can't see it straight after. Some people, when they go home and start sip the tea and yam the biscuits, it starts hitting them different. So everybody's character is different. And but from you know, from what I saw, Tyson Fury was infuriated with the decision. He feels that he won. You know, it wasn't a case where he was picking himself up off the floor. He's like, bro, these guys robbed me. He's like, bro, you won't get nothing in these places. We heard it. Everyone heard it.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't like that, you know? No, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. I didn't like that terminology where you don't get nothing in these places. When you, Tyson Fury, was the one that said the respect and the honor that you get when you come out to Saudi Arabia. So when you say you're going to get nothing in these places, you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, and I know you, Tyson, so I know you're not no racist, but there was a racial undertone to that. You said, oh, you get nothing in these places. What do you mean? Because you're in Saudi Arabia? Would it be any different if you're in Great Britain? I didn't like that. I'm going to be real.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've said things in anger. So I'm not going to really judge a man based on a knee-jerk reaction, which it was, Spence. Let's get it right. It was a knee-jerk reaction. I think a lot of people forget that we're human beings, fam. Boxers are human beings. Like, they do get emotional. Like, trainers get emotional. I get emotional on the spot.
Stop. You never.
You get what I'm saying? But it doesn't make that person, it's just, listen, because you're in the public eye, you're open for scrutiny. Immediately, you're open for scrutiny. Tyson's saying that, to me, you know a man based on his actions. Most times, you know a man based on his actions, and he's been good for the sport. You know, he's had situations where it hasn't been good for the sport, you know, but he's bounced back. And, you know, listen, it's a fight of the highest magnitude. And he said something, and I don't really want to go into, you know, that. But I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying, but I'm just going to take it like, brother, he was vexed. He was vexed. He's just letting it all out. But he didn't care. At that moment, he's like, bro, I don't business what I'm saying. I'm saying it. And that was that.
And Tun, I totally hear what you're saying.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that Tyson Fury's a bad guy. I'm just saying that I personally did not like that. That's all. Yeah. Didn't like it.
All right, cool. Leonardo, thank you for the $4.99. The fight I want to see is Spencer fight and sleep again. Still get jokes when he fell asleep on the airport. Never change, man. Them. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Leon. And thank you for the $4.99. The beauty of the pencil. Thank you for the £5. Greetings and Happy New Year to the magnificent Stamina for Sale. Salute. Shout out to the chat. Come on. O-type beauty of the pencil. Someone wants to see Atama versus Pulev, Spence. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. But are we in danger of putting this boy in a position too quickly?
No.
No. Okay.
And the reason being, Tunde, is because it's Pulev, who's long in the teeth, who isn't a fighter that kind of old man drew out of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If it was, and remember, Pulev lost some controversial decision to Derek Chisora, right? And we all know it's Derek Chisora's birthday last week. Allegedly, he's 41 years old.
Say that again. Say that again.
Remember when Pulev lost to Derek Chisora?
Yes.
Controversial decision, apparently.
Yes.
Right? I was at that fight. And he lost that decision. And Derek Chisora, allegedly, last week turned 41 years old.
But why are you saying allegedly, bro? Why are you saying allegedly?
Sunday, Derek Chisora older than me, bro. And it was my birthday last week.
Derek, dope boy. Spencer saying you're allegedly 41. I'm just letting you know it's nothing to do with me. So people are always thinking that I'm putting Spencer up to all of this.
No. Chat. Derek Chisora was 41 with his British passport.
Listen, Derek, man saying you know, that's what I'm saying. Phil Hub, what going with Yarde Tunde? Listen, man, it's a new year. Yeah, there'll be some information very, very shortly. That's all I'll say for now. But yeah, it's a new year. We did manage to get one in towards the close of the year, but it's a new year, a fresh start, and we're ready to fight. We're in a good position in all the governing bodies. Been moved up the rankings in the WBC. Obviously, the WBO #1 has been taken by Bivol. When Bivol Batavia fight, we will, you know, in theory, be placed back to #1. So there's a lot going on. The WBA, we're ranked. The IBF, we're ranked. So we're there, we're ready. Anything can happen at any time. So it's a case of us keeping busy, stay busy fights if possible, since none of these guys want to fight. And if they want to fight, it's a fight that makes no sense. I'm talking about other fighters. So yeah, that's all I say on that. But look out for some news. What other fight, Spence? Deontay Wilder's there hanging about. I don't know what he's hanging about for.
Because
I don't know what he's hanging about for. You're going to be real.
No, Tunde. Deontay Wilder's come out recently and said that he was injured he was injured in the 2 fights, and that he's got a lot left inside of the tank, or he believes that there's a lot left inside of the tank. And you know what? It's not for anybody to question Deontay Wilder to say, like, you ain't got nothing in the tank. Right? You got outpointed by Joseph Parker, who, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most intelligent boxers in the heavyweight division.
and could put a major spanner in the works. When is that fight scheduled for?
February 22nd.
Oh, it's on that bill, yeah?
It's on that bill.
Oh, wow. So
yeah,
we are talking very, very soon, Spence.
Yeah, wow. Very.
It's a big fight, you know. Thank you, Deep Random Thinker, for the £2. He said, will we ever see an event bigger than 19/5/24? What event was that? You got to remind me, mate. What event was that, Spence?
What you asking me for? You think I've got time to
19th of May. I don't even know what event that is.
My days of watching days are done.
You're the knowledge. Thank you, AO. £5. Happy New Year, Lion season. Come on, you already know what time it is. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, Deontay Wilder. Listen, again, he knows what it is, so we'll see. Steve Bailey says Hitchinson against Azim. Adam Azim is really now starting to really put himself in this world. Listen, he beat O'Hara. We knew O'Hara had already retired before that fight. But he's got a good fight. Feb 1st, Joe Kadura is on that card. Vidal Riley versus Isaac Chamberlain is on that card. Jamie TKV has now been announced on that card.
Who's Jamie fighting? Who's Jamie fighting?
I'm not too sure he's fighting. I saw the poster. But he's now on the card. So you got Jamie, you got Joe, you got Vidal, you got Isaac, you got Adam Azim. It's building up to be quite an entertaining night in London on February the 1st. Also on the same night, we have the other guys battling it out for the in the light heavyweight divisions. David Morrell fighting David Benavidez now in our division. So the division is like I keep telling everyone, you can duck, dodge, and dive, but ultimately, if you want to be a world champion, you're gonna have to fight real fighters. And however long you leave it, it doesn't get easier. It don't get easier, bro. This thing don't get easier, Spence. Look, where did Moses Atama come from? He's 19, bro. He's gonna be around for the next 10, 15 years. So there ain't no easy fights. There's always going to be fighters. So I never understand this ducking and dodging. And when opportunities present themselves, just fight it out. Let's have a rockers. Let's see who's the best. And if you're not, you come again. No, we ain't. Listen, we MBK8. As I said, we're waiting for the big fight. We're waiting for the big fight. The big fight is upon us. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. February 22, you got all the belts being challenged for. In Beterbiev and Bivol, you got now Joshua Buatsi fighting Callum Smith. Again, Buatsi defending his interim belt. So you got and then you got the 1st of February, Morel Benavidez. So, bro, it's all there. So it's imperative that we just keep busy till these guys have to fight us, you know, until and I'm sure it will happen, you know. I'm sure there's no reason why it won't happen. So everybody just have to be patient, you know. The Buatsi fight was there twice. He decided to take 2 fights other than fight us. I can say that now because there's no legal ramifications attached to it. His promoter said he don't want to fight us, so there's nothing we can do about that. We can't pull him out, and I said I wasn't even going to mention his name, and I'm not after this. Buatsi.
So why you mention?
Say that again.
Why you mention?
No, yeah, because somebody asked me. The fans are asking, so I have to, you know, answer their questions to the best of my ability. And then Lyndon Arthur has just turned down the highest ever money he will ever see, more money than he got for the rematch. And I'm saying it, Lyndon Arthur, Pat Barrett, you ducked us. And you was about to get more money than any amount of money that you've ever seen. So, bro, what are we supposed to do, Spencer?
Tunde, stop for a second, yeah? We're in 2025. I have to keep this 100% real. No one's not interested in that fight. You may want to fool yourself.
But you say nobody. But listen. Again, listen. You know, Taylor, yeah. He saw me in Westfields, yeah, and I'm like, he's like, oh, come on, bro, you can't be serious about the third fight. I said, hold on. Did we not just get Derek Chisora fight Tyson Fury for the third time?
I don't give a shit.
Did anybody think? Wait. Did anybody think Chisora was gonna win that fight against Tyson Fury?
No.
The third time.
No.
Okay,
No.
but why did they fight? It was to set up the other fight. That's why Usyk got in the ring after the Derek fight. Lo and behold, we get a fight. So if one person doesn't want to fight us, another person want to fight us. When we fight the overseas fighters, you complain. What can we like? What is Ant supposed to do? Just stay there?
No. He's not gonna stay there.
So hold on. It's not, and you gotta. Like, I always feel like it's not my job to defend Lyndon Arthur, but since our defeat, he picked up an IBO world title, took Bivol the distance, hurt Bivol, and beat the man who literally beat Ben Whittaker. So how can you say there's no, and it's 1-1 between the two of us? I don't get it, Spencer. It's just that AY was so convincing in the second fight. You say nobody wants to say, but why? But hold on, this is what I always get. I mean, we just starting the year. I'm like, why should it be one rule for everybody else and then one rule for us?
You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Friend? Because it's not one rule. Because even though it's one rule for when the thing happened with Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury, yeah? Right?
Yes.
And I worked with Derek for that fight. You know what I mean? So I don't want him to win. But you got to feel this thing here. Like, miracles can happen throughout. Yeah. But I'm just being 1,000,000% and keeping it 100. If you want to sit there in 2025, Tunde, and think, well, yeah, we can fight Lyndon Arthur. No, Tunde. No. I don't want to fight Lyndon Arthur.
But you have to listen. I hear what you're saying, but you have to give your real explanation. And you have to couple that with the points that I've just given.
No,
it's a tune-up fight. Listen, a man already told you it's a tune-up fight. So hold on. So you don't want a third fight with someone that has beaten us once, but you want us to fight a top-ranked 15 fighter in the world. And when we fight him, you say, who is he fighting? At least the people know the fight.
Okay.
And at least.
All right. Tunde, if you used to say, one, would you want to see the fight, or two, you don't want to see the fight, I guarantee you, Tunde, no, we don't want to see that fight. And you know why?
You don't listen.
So what don't put it on the thing right now.
Okay. So all right then. Given
you know why?
You're not a boxing manager, yeah?
I'm being real.
You're a boxing manager. Let's talk boxing.
Yarde, listen to me, Tunde.
Spencer, let's talk boxing. Let's talk boxing.
Yarde would walk through Lyndon Arthur like
but you're saying that, yeah. But there is a case that he's beat and once. So listen, I'm not here to debate that. What I'm saying is 1-1. Yeah. What I'm saying is 1-1. What I'm saying is if that boy whose name I don't want to mention has ducked us twice and taken other fights, where we are currently ranked, yeah. Bear in mind that really we're next in line. So what would you in your expert opinion, what would you like us to do?
Fight Willie Hutchinson.
Who? For what?
So what you fighting?
No. For what? No. All right. Let me tell you why.
Go on.
Because there's history. Because there's 1-1. Because he is a former world champion, whether or not you want to call it IBO or anything. Hutchinson has lost. Hutchinson has no ratings. So you have to tell me what is the reason why we should give up a number one position to fight someone who just because you think it's going to be a good fight.
All right, then fight. All right, let me tell you this now. Fight my man. Go fight Because let me tell you this, I know for a fact.
No, but what I'm trying to say, I thought you had more. I thought you had more boxing acumen than this. No. You don't just say go and fight somebody. You do that. Come on, Spencer.
What are you talking about?
Crap. You're talking. As my dad would say. No, wait, Spencer. As my dad would say, you're talking crap. You're talking crap. This is boxing.
Go and ask the people on here. If anybody's interested in seeing that fight, Tunde.
Say that again.
Go and ask them.
Say that again.
Interested in seeing.
Hold on, Spencer, please. I cannot believe in the year 2025 you are calling somebody's name that nobody knows apart from a few people in Scotland or Wales.
Who? More people know Willie Hutchinson than know Lyndon Arthur.
Who?
More people know Willie Hutchinson than know Lyndon Arthur.
Have you been drinking rum again, innit? You've been on your rum. You've been drinking rum. You must be drinking rum.
All right, then. Call it what you will. Maybe you want to hide to start.
Man.
This is boxing. I have no interest.
Spence. This is boxing, Spencer. This is boxing. I thought you was a boxing man. Bro, are you talking? This is Anthony Yarde. This is a world-class, world-named fighter who is ranked in all the governing bodies. This is a business.
All right. And so much of this.
Jamie said Willie Hutchinson is fighting Zach Parker.
Crawford has been offered more money than anything and has turned it down. What does that say?
Say that again. I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Crawford has been offered more money than anything and he's turned it down. What does that say?
Who? I can't hear you, Spencer.
Sorry. I said Lyndon Arthur has been offered more money than anything else and he's turned it down. What does that say to you?
From what? All right, this is what it's.
Him no want the fight.
Look, Spencer, you're talking again without you ask me a question and don't let me answer the question. According to what I have heard, it is not coming from the fighter. It is coming from a promotional issue. That's what I'm hearing. I don't want to talk the next man's business, but Pat Barrett told me live, let's make the fight. He said it. He is the trainer. He is the uncle. He is qualified to say who. So I think that Lyndon Arthur is with Wasserman. Lyndon Arthur is with Wasserman's. We are free agents currently. So I don't know what's going on that side, but from what I'm hearing, it's not Lyndon Arthur. It's not Lyndon Arthur. But I have to say, because in my opinion, if a fighter wants to fight, it will happen. Otherwise, you just head out. You bounce. If a fighter wants to fight, if a man's blocking you from making the biggest payday in your career, a man's blocking you from making the biggest payday in your career, what is that about? Bro, that don't make sense. Bro, I'm not good. Man said, hold on, wait there. Rob Mayer said, I would rather see Hutchinson be Yarde than Lyndon Arthur. But what you have to say is, Rob, you would rather see that, but what is it for? Willie Hutchinson has got a good fight coming up. So in February the 22nd. So, well, no, it's not even February the 22nd. I think that's next week, Spence. Willie Hutchinson's fighting Zach Parker.
Yeah?
Yeah. So we'll see. Remember, we are talking about a kid who got knocked out down at super middleweight and got beaten up by Joshua Boatsi. Why would you want to see Yarde be that kid? So when we beat him up now you're going to say he weren't nothing. Just listen, that's how it's like. You can't win, fam. You can't win because when we beat him up, Boatsi beat him. The little Jamaican boy who come out the pub beat him as well. Bro, he knocked him out. So I'm like, bro, we can't win. So I don't get it. We're moving into 2025, and I still don't get it. I've stopped trying to get it because I'm saying, no matter what we do, it's never good enough. And someone said Spider v Yard. That fight again was offered. Remember that fight was offered in Saudi? See? What are you offering? What is it for? You know, everyone knows Spider's our guy. You understand? If you want these two boys to fight, you're going to have to pay. That's what I believe. If you want them to fight, you pay. Because the fight brings nothing. You don't take a world ranking and just fight your brethren for nothing. What is that all about? What is that all about? As I said to you, we're ranked in all the governing bodies, so it's just a matter of time, as far as I'm concerned. And it's not that we don't want to fight; it's just that the guys just got to get their heads together, as I'm sure they will, and we'll get it cracking. We'll get it cracking. The year's just started. Let's not get let's not just get too eager yet. But let's see. First things first, February the 1st, David Benavidez versus Morrell. Then you've got Boatsi versus Callum Smith, Beterbiev versus Bivol, Willie Hutchison, I'm just hearing, versus Zach Parker. So February is going to be a great month. So let's see. Exactly. Check out. I don't know what's the matter with Spencer. It must be the bleach. It must be the bleach Spencer's got in his face. What's he talking about? Bro, that fight, to be fair with you, that fight is so exciting to me because the build-up will be fantastic. And exactly, the mayor of Brixton, all these man, we already know. It's always the biggest draw. Like everywhere. It don't matter who fights who, you still got to come back and fight the main man. So, listen, as I said, the fight will happen. Tunde, why is Chris Billam-Smith dismissive of the Yard fight? I don't know. Was he dismissive? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Chris Billam-Smith is a nice guy. We was in the taxi together up at Liverpool. We was talking. Such a great guy. Deserves everything he's got. Hard worker. Would never ever disrespect that you. He's just a solid guy. Obviously, he's another London killer. Killed. Sorry, not killed. I've got to be careful with my words. Beat Richard Riakporhe. Beat Isaac Chamberlain. Beat Lawrence Okoli. Bro, he just wiped out all the London man. Them. He coming like the British Usyk. If Chris Billam-Smith is like the British Usyk, he just wiped the man them out. So big up Chris Billam-Smith. Nothing bad to say about him or anyone in his team. Other fights, Spence. People talking about Tank versus Shakur. Would love to see that fight.
Now let's go down in weights. Let's go at the cruiserweights now. Yeah.
What?
Let's go down in weights.
Go down in weights. Okay, so cruiserweights. So, all right. So, from the cruiserweight, we're talking about Jai Opetaia.
Yep.
We're talking about currently, Chris Billam-Smith has just been beaten. We're here. Badou Jack has now been reinstated as the WBC full champion. So, Badou Jack is back in the mix. That would be a good fight, him and Chris Billam-Smith. I think Chris was actually talking about that when I was in the taxi with him up in Liverpool. It'd be a good fight. It's just possibilities. So there's a lot. I mean, he could end up getting another world title shot straight away. I know he's back in the gym, ticking over, doing bits. So, but really, as far as the cruiserweights are concerned, Spencer, on the world scene, really, Jai Opetaia is just carrying it.
Yeah, one second.
Gilberto Ramirez against Jai Opetaia is a fight I want to see. That almost slipped my mind. Jai Opetaia, Opetaia is solid, but Zerdo is a G. Yeah, Zerdo is a good fighter. I'm not gonna lie. Cerno is a good fighter. Air Max 90 King says Badu Jack needs to stop, man. Bro, Badu Jack is a heavyweight right now. Badu Jack is a heavyweight. But you never know if he can get himself back in shape, back in cruiserweight, and he can get himself back to the cruiserweight division. Remember, he won that belt, and I don't think who did he fight the belt? He beat the guy that Bellew beat. He must have been about 94 years old, I think. It was isn't he Martin McCauley's brother? I'm sure he's Martin McCauley's brother. Yeah. There's a comment here by, I don't know, IFFYSD. Y'all needs to fight who the public actually want to see him fight, or you will keep losing leverage. Well, brother, we all know who the public wanted to fight, but twice now, they decided to take another route. So it's quite obvious in this situation, the fans ain't got no power. Because if people are going on interviews and saying, come on now, the only fight out there is this particular fight, then, and you have the opportunity to fight twice and you still don't fight, there's nothing much we can do about that. So, as I said, it's not about that. It's about pressing forward with our career. And yeah, I feel that is definitely, the WBA regular belt is definitely up 100%. 100, bro. It's like you're a matchmaker. Let's say you actually know boxing, and this is what I'm trying to say. We are ranked highly in all governing bodies, and just around the corner, something's gonna happen. It's about being patient. But what I will tell you is that we will not wait around. We will not wait around. Ant needs to be active. This is another year, at the beginning of the year, and Ant will be out very, very shortly. So, and because these fights don't happen, when you see us fighting someone that you don't know, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody, because we told you that we were the fights are there, we want the fights, but nothing happening. So it's not my fault. Tunde, once you bypass boxing, all big names are in your basket. That's why I don't. That's why I'm calling my man. That's why I don't. Bro, what? Come on now. Come on now. Another Ghanaian follower. I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this show dedicated to this topic. I don't want to make this show. When was this interview? Please tell me. Tell me. I don't want to make this show dedicated. But what you should do is talk to my man's promoter. I think he will tell you what's going on. JB's promoter. No need to fear, Rob. All is in hand. Spence, we got to talk about the fights that we want to see.
Well,
all that's happened now is this show has been turned into this conversation, and I don't want that. Tank v Loma can't happen because Lomachenko has officially announced his retirement. So the fantasy fight of Gervonta Davis versus Vasily Lomachenko is no longer an option. Eubank Ben, I'm hearing, is made. Spence, I don't know what you're hearing.
I've heard that, but you know what?
Napa
when I'm seeing is believing, my bro.
Yeah, I think Napa was telling me that it's not really done, but I'm hearing it is done. But there's a lot of talk in the press at the moment with regards to the fight. And I think hopefully the two of them should realize that the fight is just too big. Well, it will be big when it's promoted, when they get on a promotional journey, to really turn down. I can't see another fight for Conor which would really, really make that much sense in terms of finance, because it is a business, and I keep saying this, Spencer. And I feel commercially, financially, it is the only fight not for the two. Chris Eubank Jr. can actually have a few candidates on who he could fight, as does Conor Ben, but it's not as big as the two of them fighting each other.
So nobody wants to see them man in any other fight bar them fight. Right? Colin now's been cleared or all the rest of it. That's the fight that we want to see. We don't care about no other fight. That's the fight we want to see.
Again, I mean, Eubanks is going to be so big for that fight, Spence, compared to Conor Benn. Eubanks is so big for that fight. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. You see when I call the man's name was Spencer, you've got the Spencer. You're going to start it, innit, Spence? You're going to start it. You actually got to start it. See, you've got it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to, for the first time ever, the man who we've crossed paths on certain occasions, but is a good human being. Ladies, the man running Manchester, the one, the only, Mr. Pat Barra.
Put Pat in the middle, man. Pat in the middle. Put Pat in the middle. Pat.
What about me? So
what's going on, man? You good, Tim? You good? You good, Spence?
Yeah, I know Spencer said, bruv, he's going to be a troublemaker today. And Pat, because I'm saying, and it's good that you're on here because we need clarification. Because it's been told us a massive offer, the highest Lyndon. Well, I don't know about the Bibble fight. That's not really my business. But it's 2 times more than what you got for the second Yarde fight. And you've turned it down. So please clarify.
You see, when we talk about, to clarify, we've not, to my knowledge, no offer's been put to me and said to Lyndon is in full. Spoke with Lyndon the other day. Now, like I just says, you know, with Lyndon, it's kind of a difficult one. I'm his trainer, not his manager. But okay. I'm like a family friend and I help him with everything. Certified, guaranteed. But if this, listen, as time progresses, we ain't getting any younger, we're getting older. And I'd like Lyndon to finish this game set for life, just like what he's worked hard to get where he's had to get. Same with Yarde, same with Zalfor, same with all my fighters. Yeah, we don't want to walk away from this game with nothing. Considering what you're saying, you probably know a bit more than me because when you say you've heard that there's been a similar amount that's been put to the table to us, not to my knowledge, yeah, I'm still waiting to hear. And if there is something that's been put towards us, then there's no stopping the fight because we want the fight, you want the fight. So, you know, it's between probably the promoters, whoever, what's going on.
Well,
that's the way I see it. That's the way I leave it. The fight is between us. We want the fight. Yeah, we want the fight. I think the fight is probably one of the best fights around at this present moment in time on a trilogy, knowing that where they both boxed each other twice before.
Yes, and that has to be my point as well. People saying on here nobody wants to see it. Spencer was saying, who wants to see that? But I'm like, bro, I don't understand. Where's the theory? Like, obviously, you know, Ant is a fighter. Ant is saying, but it's a tune-up. I know Linda's not taking that nicely. I know you're not taking that like nicely, considering the fact that you have one victory over us. So I'm like, you know, what is it? Is it one rule for certain others and then one rule? But let's not even go into that. Let's go into the main. Let's go into the main.
Heal the world. Tunde some heal the world too. Do you want to fight Anthony Yarde, Pat?
Yarde. I don't personally want to fight Anthony Yarde. No.
No, you're a fighter.
If I want to prepare Lyndon to fight Anthony Yarde, yeah, of course we want the fight. And does Lyndon want the fight? Yeah, we want the fight. But always remember, you know yourself in the next box yourself. It isn't as much as the fighters what the fighters want. It's about what the promoters have got to do, because it's not us that are paying them; it's them that are paying us. Yeah, and if they do it at the right price, and it's a fight, it just goes without no saying. Listen, Anthony would fight anybody for the right fight, for the right money, right?
Exactly.
Anybody. So we. So it's not a question of do we want the fight. If I can make this fight happen, as me and Tunde have been talking, the fight would be happening. It isn't down to us to make the fight happen.
All right, but I'm going
let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing.
Sister and brother talk. I'm in for what? Listen what I'm saying. Pat,
yeah,
I would win the half and win the rematch.
Spencer, listen.
What? Say that again. No, sorry. Say that again, Spencer.
Why would you win the rematch if the fight was that?
What do you mean? Why would we win the rematch?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we win the rematch?
I'm asking you a question. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but why wouldn't we win the rematch?
That's not answering the question. Why wouldn't you? That's not answering it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why wouldn't we win the rematch?
But I'm asking you a question, Pat.
Why would we win the rematch? Because we would work to win the rematch. Just like anybody else would, how would you win a rematch?
Why are you getting all hyped for? I'm not fighting. I'm not training for
the way you're asking me a question though, bro.
Yeah, but you can't ask the question with a question.
No, but it's the way you're asking me.
I'm asking you a question.
How would you win the rematch? But of course, come on now. Yeah, I've been in this boxing game almost as long as you. Yeah, you'd be asking me a question, how would I win the rematch? Yeah. How I would win the rematch would not be telling you how I would win the rematch. I would go away. It's like, hang on a minute. It's like being in a laboratory. I would go away. I would work a plan, and this is the same thing now. Myself, yeah, I've already worked a plan. The same way he's worked a plan to what they think we're going to do. Yeah, I've already got this figured in my head. Once the fight's on, then you'll see I will win the rematch.
Okay.
You know what?
But the question you're asking, it's never going to be revealed.
All right.
It's not going to be revealed for Spencer.
Yeah? The only reason why I say it is because Tunde's there saying, ain't we allowed a warm-up? So he's looking at your man like you're a warm-up.
Yeah, I know, but he's entitled to have that opinion. Look, I'm not going to come on this station here to be no disrespect. He's entitled to have that opinion. Yeah. He's entitled to have that. Just like how I can say I'm entitled to have my opinion. But this is now just trying to make a fight happen that I want and he wants.
I think what is powerful. I'm just talking. I got my business hat on here. The fact that we are now seeing two trainers, manager. Even though Pat, I heard you say that you don't manage. I mean, that's the first to my knowledge. It's the first time me and you are actually talking live. I think I guess this is, to me, this is a precedent, because how many times has it been where two trainers of fighters have come on air, if not for the beauty that we have our own platform, yeah, and tell the boxing public, yeah, certain man is hiding behind their promoter, who there were two fights made, and you still got people like Daniel J. Boateng saying that man never ducked the fight. But I know, where is the representation, the representative of your Ghanaian brethren to come in here and tell us that that's not the case? No. So me and Pat are both saying, and I'm glad it's the first time we're talking. And bro, I feel like this is great for boxing, that two-man trainers can tell the people publicly the fight is there. Nobody don't need to tell us to hype on it, because we're both passionate about the people who are, under our tutelage, who teach us, meaning Lyndon and. But I'm saying it, we're ready for the fight. Saying it, we're ready for the fight. We are being told a offer of over, I'm not going to say the figure, over, almost up to £500,000 has been offered and turned down. Now, if you are stopping somebody from earning that amount of money, when we got people out here who can't even pay their light bill, then that's a travesty. That's wrong. Because you're hearing it from Pat. He's saying that he's ready to fight. I'm saying that we're ready to fight. There's a first fight there. So this is what I'm trying to say. It was all right for Tyson to fight Derek Chisora a third time. Nobody thought Derek Chisora was going to beat Tyson Fury. Anthony Yarde went on to TalkSport and said, yeah, mom, that's a good tune-up fight. So Pat ain't looking at it as like a tune-up fight, but man's looking at it like a tune-up fight. I'm being honest with you, Pat. We're looking at it as a tune-up fight. But this is what it's about. It's a fight, and I'm sure we'll have our talks and discussions.
I know really you're not looking at it as a tune-up fight. I know you're looking at it as a fight, because how can it be a tune-up fight? Because if this fight was to be a fight, it would be fight for obviously be more like a final eliminator to fight for the world title fight. So it won't be a fight.
Absolutely.
If you come in, listen, hang on a minute. If you were to come in the ring with that attitude as a tune-up fight, yeah, you know what would happen. You came in the ring last time with your guy in your last fight as a tune-up fight, yeah, and that was a tune-up fight. Yeah, let's be fair. It was a tune-up fight. It wasn't for the title. It wasn't for anything. And the guy gave him a good account of himself. He put him down with wait a minute. Listen, please. He put him down with a jab, yeah, and he thought it was going to be game over. The guy took him the distance.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Right now, you can't look at us and say you're going to come in there and do that and not take us a lot more serious than you took that last fight. So we're not a tune-up fight. You know,
no, I never said it.
Oh, sorry.
I never said it.
I thought you said you. Sorry. My bad.
You said
I thought you were saying it's a tune-up fight.
I said it's a tune-up fight. And if he said it's a tune-up fight, it's a tune-up fight.
Yeah, but
I'm doing my job as a trainer.
I know Ant doesn't really believe it's a tune-up fight. We can hype it up. Just like, listen, I won't let them talk. I'll talk about it. I treat everybody with the greatest of respect. Okay? Yeah, every fighter that I get ready for, I don't think nothing's a walkover. I treat him as the greatest respect. I prepare properly. Like Spence says, how will I go away and prepare for this? Yeah, I've been preparing for from day one, before we've even had this conversation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this has been in the pipeline for me from day one. Yeah, let's get this back. Yeah, right. And you know, I'm not underestimating his last performance, because we can all have a bad performance.
Yes, sir.
Right, but it all matters on the night. Okay. Now this fight, this fight is a fight that we will take so serious, it's unbelievable. Oh, sorry, the fight I would take so serious. Yeah, and if he didn't give me 100% to what I expect him to give me, then I wouldn't even be here today. And this fight wouldn't even be happening, because I wouldn't be going in the corner. I'll tell you facts. Yeah. If my fighter doesn't want to listen to me a second time, you won't see me there. Not because because you're not going to listen. If you're not going to listen, you're not going to win. I've got the plan. This has been the plan throughout your career. You've done well because you've worked with me right until then, and you followed the plan. Now all of a sudden it's not going to be. Nah, it doesn't work like that. And this is why I'm confident in myself, because once I set him down, I'm not talking to some kid. I'm talking to some kid that I've watched grow up from birth. Okay? There's facts. I know how to install. I know how to get into his head. I know how to program him. I know when he's not listening. I know I can be upset with him. Yeah, of course I can, like everybody else. But this time round would be different in every aspect. Yeah.
Well, listen, listen. I'm deep in what you're saying, Pat, and I hear it. And that, to me, that's why it makes the fight very interesting. And that's why I laugh when people say nobody wants to see that fight, because they don't know the mindset. They don't know the mindset of coaches as passionate as yourself, as coaches as passionate as myself, and fighters who want it as much as and Lyndon. You don't get to these levels or these heights fighting Bivol, fighting Beterbiev, fighting Kovalev if you're not serious about the game. So I'm like, it's all to build the fight. So it's all to build the fight. People know the fight. It's 1-1. Money, according to what we have heard, has been offered and turned down. Now, it's only one way to. I mean, listen, your promoter is Kala and Nissa Stoudeland, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Pat?
What's that second?
Lyndon's promoter is Kala and Nissa Stoudeland.
Yeah.
Well, that means that because we currently are free agents, so there's never ever going to be a block on our side. So somebody needs to get on the phone and find out why. Because I was told X amount of money. You know, it's not good to talk about money, but a large amount more. Even the money was increased on New Year's Day. Yeah, the money was increased on New Year's Day, and still no fight. So I'm like, from my perspective, okay, one man don't want to fight us, he fights Willie Hutchison. He don't want to fight us again, he fights Callum Smith. Now we're going back, we're saying, well, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we're saying Lyndon. Lyndon's coming off the victory against Liam Cameron, who went on to
that was a very good win.
100%. If you look at it now, you know, he performed well on the Saudi card against Dimitri Bivol, hurting Bivol. Like, bro, it don't like. I'm like, what? So why are these fights not happening? Why are the fights not happening? If the fighters want it, if the two trainers are on their fight, because the public need to know. They need to know. You can't be lying to people.
Maybe we should have the promoters up here.
They should. Ben Shalom needs to come up on this thing.
Maybe we're in the wrong seats. Maybe they should be here and answering the question to give the answer to what we want to know. Because it's a question that I would like to know, because I have spoken
from Ben Shalom. From Ben Shalom, Spencer. Ben Shalom.
You know Ben Shalom Sunday recluse. I'm not phoning Ben. Ben don't deserve me to call him right now. Big up. You're not phoning to you. But I want to say this. I remember when in the first fight with Lyndon and for the Commonwealth title, Lyndon and Yarde, and you threatened to punch Tunde.
Yeah.
You know that you lot box at the same weight.
And what you trying to do? Are you becoming a Spencer?
You're a joker.
No, what I'm telling you this, yeah, Pat Barrett's left hook, right hand was very serious to Tunde.
Listen, bro, I'm getting older, but I got a chance, fam.
I just want to know. Let me tell you this, yeah. This is how long I've known Pat. I've known Pat Barrett since 1989, you know.
Yeah.
That's how long I've known Pat Barrett.
Yeah.
Right? 1989, when he knocked out Tony Willis for the British title. I was at work experience at the boxing month. It's no longer happening. But I was at work experience. I was 15 and a half. And I went to that fight when he knocked out Tony Willis. And Pat was the underdog in that fight. And he banged him out vicious. But the people on the inside knew that it was a mismatch, that Pat was going to knock out his brother. And Tony Willis was a very, very good boxer. Decent, slick boxer. And Pat banged him out, you know. You know what I mean? I was at, when Pat was with Mickey Duffy for the European title as well. Pat was just a terror, you know. It was a terror.
Let me tell you something. As Pat said, we're looking to deal with our charges first. If Pat wants to rock it out on a misfit bill, I'm there. Man up from the ends. So man knows it can happen. If you pay both of us, right? I thought sure me and Pat got more things to deal with, more serious things, you know, developing these kids. You know, I heard Jamie Moore say, you know, he never left the game with a penny, you know, and it's I don't know if you saw that interview, Pat, but Jamie Moore was saying he never left the game with a penny, but he feels so good that Jack Catterall now can, you know, support himself, his family, and he hasn't even got a world title. So the thing, what I'm saying is, as VP 75 says, somebody's lying, because how can you stop somebody earning this amount of money when the fighter is saying he wants to fight, when his trainer, stroke, uncle, manager, guy at the carer is saying he wants to fight? You got big bad AY there ready to fight anyone and anything if it makes sense. This particular fight for him at this moment in time is the only fight that makes sense. Why? Because Lyndon is ranked in the WBA. AY is ranked in the WBA. This is what I'm talking about, boxing, Spencer. This is why I was getting frustrated when you're talking nonsense about just fight this man, fight that man. Both of these fighters are ranked. Both of these fighters are ranked. You can put the interim title on the line because the WBA and the interim champion in David Morrell and the WBC interim champion are both fighting each other on February the 1st. So, bro, it's like a no-brainer. If you understand the sport of boxing, it's a no-brainer. You make Yarde Arthur for the belt. The third fight for the belt. Whoever wins that, it's big time. It's big time. So why would you stop someone earning this money?
You know what?
Bro,
It's a $1 million question that to answer, because it's like it says, I'm only here now because I'm saying that look, it's a fight that we won. Yeah. And like it just says, you know, what's ever happened in the past before, to me, I'm just all about the boxer. Yeah. I'm not about, this ain't about my.
We've lost that, Barrett.
yes.
Because, you know, the Wi-Fi ain't too good up in Manchester.
I'm sure Pat will come back on at
Hopefully.
some point.
But I see that
it's a great way to start the year.
He's ranked number.
Sorry, Spence.
He's ranked number 9. No, yeah, Lyndon's ranked number 9 in the IBF rankings. That's a very high ranking.
Okay. And we're number 5, I think. Where are we?
What?
I think we're number 5 or something.
In the IBF, you guys.
No, not the IBF, the WBA.
No, in the IBF, you're number 4, bro.
In the see?
You're
in
right.
the IBF, we're 4.
Yeah.
BC,
yeah.
In the BC, we're 4.
You're turning me a little bit now. You're turning me because it's 2 top-ranked fighters.
So I mean, listen, man, it's boxing. It's boxing, and you know, there's nothing stopping. There's nothing stopping this fight. Especially not from the fighter's perspective, especially not from the trainer's perspective. So I guess people are understanding more about the sport of boxing.
In the WBC as well.
And we're number 4 in the WBC. So this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying when I'm talking about, it's about just being patient and fighting. Just about being patient and fighting until the fights are ordered and they come up.
And Lyndon Arthur is number 7 in the WBA Super. In the Super. For the WBA Super, he's ranked very high. Lyndon Arthur's number 7.
Who?
And Yarde's number 3.
In what?
In the WBA Super. You know you got the Super title as well.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So we're free. Yeah. I can see now. You're making sense.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So when people's talking about these other fights,
your face looking all greasy like you just come back from a Puff Daddy party. You know what I mean? But now it makes sense because both fights are very, very highly ranked.
Exactly. Pat, you were saying something. Sorry.
No, I was just that the phone rang and it cut out on us. I was more trying to find a way to get back in. No, listen. I guess Lyndon's training ready. We're training. We're ready. We're open to the fight. You're open to the fight. It's a fight that has history, and you got to remember, if Lyndon goes and fights a Bosnian or not a Bosnian or anyone, a Romanian or a Ukrainian or Russian or like, people in this country are not going to know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put 2 British fighters together who are world ranked, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
I think we all listen, regardless what the public are thinking. Yeah, and a lot of the public really sometimes don't really know boxing. To me, it's like, you know, you've got Boatse, you've got Lyndon, you've got Anthony, you've got Yarde. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then really truly you've got the what's the other one called who Frank Warren's got? The one who Boatse beat.
Hutchinson.
Willie Hutchinson.
Eh?
Willie Hutchinson?
Yeah, Willie Hutchinson.
Yes.
And you know, I see these guys up and coming, but I don't see guys there now.
This is the point.
This
is the point.
No, you can say this. I mean, look, Willie Hutchinson would be better off fighting Liam Cameron. Or even what's the other one called?
Ezra Taylor.
Eh?
Ezra Taylor, another young youth.
Yeah,
coming up now.
Or the other one who Liam Cameron went over the ring with.
Ben Whittaker.
Ben Whittaker.
Yes.
I mean, I think them guys have yet to prove themselves.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, I think you've got Yarde, Yarde's been in with collar up. He's been in with better be off. Lyndon's been in with Bivol. Yeah, he's been world champion. And really and truly, yeah, it's about proving yourself now. It's not about taking a backward step. It's about Yarde's there, Lyndon's there, Boatsi's there. So you got to pick one of them three now because they're the leading ones. And that's what I'm trying to say. So there's no point in me saying, oh, I want to fight Willie Hutchison because it doesn't benefit what I want to. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for Willie Hutchison to say he wants to fight Lyndon because Lyndon's done a lot more than Hutchison.
Exactly.
And it doesn't even. What's the point of us fighting Ben Whittaker? Because Whittaker's only done whatever. And he's a super middleweight. Even if he steps up and he says Lyndon's washed up, come on, man. And then he's getting a beating up the guy that he says of Cameron, who's meant to be this washed up guy, and he won't even fight him again. He will not fight that Cameron again. Facts. So not too much to say and nothing to do. And this fight to me is a good fight because either way, it's a leading fight to say who's going to go on to win a world champion. We've been a world champion. Okay, the reign didn't last as long as I would have liked it, but we've done it. We've touched the stars.
Right.
Yeah? And it opened the doors for us to do something good again by fighting Bivol. And we only took that fight with only 4 weeks' notice to fight one of the best pound for pound fighters within 4 weeks. And we would have had a better camp. But this time here around now, right, like you said, this fight to me makes a lot of sense to go all the way.
Well,
so when Spencer's asking me how will I prepare for such a fight, yeah, listen, we look at the loss, we put the loss behind us now. Now we look at going forward. That's a lesson. We've had that lesson. Just the same way Yarde looked at it was a lesson before. You can argue about the decision, but it was a loss. And it was a lesson.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Now we have to come back better than how we came before.
Yes.
And this is what's going to make the fight.
Yes.
And all I know is when I'm preparing for something, I'm not preparing for it for 6 weeks. I'm preparing for it from when we got lost. I'm preparing to take him further. Like I said, since that defeat, he's come on to do better things. So it doesn't show that we're at a standstill.
I agree. A freedom fighter, you absolutely don't know what you're talking about. And if I see one more comment of foolishness, I will block you. So hold your tongue. Talk about what you know. Don't just be writing comments talking nonsense. Because if you were listening to this show,
why you never tongue? Block. I'm not rapping.
No. I don't. It's too early in the year. I'm not in that mood right now. Yeah, but I'm trying to start afresh. But you need to listen to the show.
Block, man.
I think people are entitled to have their opinion,
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
If they don't like what we're saying and they don't like the fight, that's up to them because they can't be real boxing people.
Yes.
I'm not even blocking. I want people to have their stinking opinions and don't have to like me. Do you know what I mean? They can say what they want. They don't have to like my fighter. They might think, who's going to watch that fight? It's a boring fight. Well, you're not going to know what was a boring fight until that fight
happens.
Yeah.
I agree.
But both men are going to prepare for their hardest for it. So.
Well, listen, I just feel that a lot has been cleared up this evening, the first show, and I think this is more what trainers. It's about where you're positioned in the league, so to speak. Lyndon has been a pro for a time. Anthony has been a pro for a time. Even Anthony was posting pictures the other day saying how fast the time has gone. So these two guys are at the top. We're not talking about fighting, guys that are young, starting their career. It just doesn't work like that. And the thing is that Ant is world ranked, as Spencer has just told us, even ranked higher than in somebody's that I didn't even know. But Ant is world ranked. Lyndon is world ranked. Regardless of what certain people's opinions are, the fight is there. The third fight is a trilogy. It can be put. That's why I was interested to know what your situation was with your manager, because Frank could put the fight on. There's nothing wrong with Frank putting the fight. Ben could put the fight on. Wasserman could put the fight. Eddie can put the fight on. There's nothing stopping it from our side. There's nothing stopping it. So I'm glad clarification has come about this evening, whereby you have come on and said, we want that fight. We will prepare for that fight, because so will we. So I don't even feel there's nothing more we need to say, because whoever's needs to listen is listening tonight. But I can guarantee you that. And if they ain't listening, it's going to be played back, because this will be on YouTube straight after. And you heard it. Pat Barrett wants to fight. Tunde Ajayi wants to fight. But most importantly, Ant is ready to fight. Lyndon is ready to fight. So if an offer, as what I have been told, has been made, why is this fight not happening?
Right. And on that note, I want to say it was a plum pleasing pleasure to have the former British and European and WBO World Title Challenger, Pat Black Flash Barrett, on the show. You know what I mean? And you know the most genius thing is this, the next thing what people don't know. Pat Barrett and Tunde, yeah? Both are in professional boxing because of one man. And I'm getting my flowers right now, since I'm blessed. Pat, big up yourself. When you say loud, Spencer, you know it's the truth, Tunde. You wouldn't be in boxing with me. You'd still be on the front line in Peckham.
Shut your mouth, man. What's the matter?
Wait, what? Is it a lie, Tunde? Right.
Shut your mouth, man. You know I'm gonna punch up as soon as the show's finished anyway. I'm gonna drive down and punch up.
Punch up you. Punch up you. Idiot. Punch up you. I'll punch in your belly. You eat too much.
Pat, listen. Thanks for coming on, Pat. Pat, listen, you know what? There'll probably be a lot of people who are shocked the fact that me and you are on there tonight. But this is the great thing about this platform. I'd always wanted it as a channel of discussion between fighters, between trainers, between managers. And obviously the promoters do what they do. But ultimately, you know, we are in the care of guys that really risk it all when they go in that ring. In your case, Zelfa, Pat, Lyndon, and many others. I see the work that you're doing in Manchester and have been doing for many years.
Pat's a legend.
And it's good, Pat. So just keep it up. Hopefully after today's show, now the phone will start ringing. And I'm going to say it again. Frank could get on the phone. Let's make the fight. Eddie can get on the phone. Let's make the fight. Ben Shalom, get on the phone. Let's make the fight. You have two willing participants that are ready to fight.
Come on. And on that note, may I say, Pat Barrett, may you have a superb 2025. You know what I mean? And don't talk no jive, you just got to stay alive. Big up yourself, Pat. Love, my friend.
You too.
Yes,
love.
Bless, Pat. Love. It's what I'm talking about, Spence. It's just clarification. I feel that's what everyone knows, because, you know, like, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, and some people think their opinions is always right. But when you hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, the proverbial horse's mouth, me and Pat, then it's good. Because then there's no smoke in the air. You know, it's not, oh, this one's telling this person this, or this one's telling that person that. No, the trainers have gotten, you know, the fighters, they're not really talkers like that. They do their talking in the ring. But, you know, this is two key people involved in the careers of both fighters. So I just feel that tonight was a very, very momentous occasion. Two trainers, well-respected guys in the sport of boxing in this country, absolutely, have cleared the air. So let's make it happen. Hopefully this phone can ring tomorrow, and let's get it cracking.
Mm-hmm.
Spence, I mean, listen, this, listen, there's so, what other fight, Spence? We're here to talk about the fight.
Canelo, listen, we don't like heavyweights now, super middleweights. Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Oh, what a fight. What a fight.
Furthermore, I might just phone Bud right now.
So you're saying Bud straight, yeah?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying Bud.
Oh, wow. So what, you think Canelo can win that fight?
Canelo's a G-ton. Let's be real, right? Canelo is a G. And since Bud's moved up in weight, right? His last two performances haven't been overly impressive.
Who? You think the Madrimov performance wasn't good?
No, overly impressive. It was good. It wasn't overly impressive.
I think you need to watch that fight without the commentary, Spence.
No, forget the commentary. Bud won that fight comprehensively. But I'm looking at the Bud that beat up Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah, I don't think Bud will ever put a performance like that again in his career. That was a stellar in a lifetime performance.
It was a stellar performance.
Crawford. You don't get two of those performances in a career, Spence.
But I'm saying Bud Crawford versus Canelo. When people are saying like, oh well, the weight and all the rest of it. Listen, Bud is a very strong human being, right? And I'm saying I would want to see that just to see skills being pitted against each other. And the thing about it is this: I picked Bud to win that fight.
Okay. People say, "Oh, Bud will stop Canelo. Bud beats Canelo. Canelo got beat up by Bivol. Canelo would KO Crawford. He's too small." And I can't agree with that because Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo, and Floyd is not big. He's not big. He's got. I always say he's evenly proportioned, but he's not massive. Canelo, stood up next to him. He's not overly massive at all. Yeah, he's chunky. He's a block. He's an extremely strong fighter. Extremely strong fighter, but anything's possible. I mean, Bud really did say he felt the weight of Madrimov in that fight. Now, you would think Madrimov is no Canelo, but let's not forget Madrimov was Bivol's main sparring partner for Canelo. So he can handle it. But Madrimov is a strong fighter.
Well, he's definitely strong.
Yeah, Conveying Ideas said Canelo is much bigger than when he fought Mayweather. I'm mature. I get that. Tyron Booth said GGG couldn't hurt Canelo. Bivol couldn't hurt Canelo. Kovalev couldn't hurt Canelo. But we got man on here thinking Bud will stop Canelo. That's a boxing person. Absolutely. That's a boxing person. But stranger things have happened. Listen. It's interesting, Spence. It's actually interesting. It's still a fight that I feel would grab the public's attention. Again, it's a fight that if they leave it any longer, if that fight doesn't happen this year, I can't see the fight ever happening. So hopefully Turkey Al-Sheikh will give the parties the money what they inevitably want. I did hear Canelo say something like 200 million. Is that feasible, Spencer?
Tunde, I'll say when a man say 200 million, yeah, really and truly saying you don't want to fight.
Is it, or is it because Canelo has all the show belongs to him?
Yeah,
and he generates that
100 million.
Well, I don't know because I'm not in that position, but I did see an interview with him say,
Tunde, come on, man. Fighters fight, yeah? And I get it. You're in the twilight of your career right now and all the rest of it, right? But I'm saying there must be some form of gratification in watching Terence Crawford's last fight to think like, you know what? I believe that I'm stronger than Madrimov, right? Because after the fight, lots of people say like, oh, well, Terence, Bud better just calm himself down a bit. He's like talking about you want to go fight my man. So I'm saying I still think Bud will outpoint Canelo.
Outpoint, I can see.
Yeah. I don't think he's
but Canelo is very, very strong, and he, we saw how he wore down mentally the Charlos, he fought both of them, didn't he?
No, he fought one of them.
I only fought one of them, yeah. He's just a strong fighter, a very cerebral fighter. John Ryder put in quite a good performance against him. I don't know. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I don't think it's as one way as a lot of people feel. Yeah, Canelo is younger than Crawford, which is surprising. Canelo's been around for so long. Really fought through two eras, which is what the greats do. 3 eras, I think. Maybe. He's been around since he was 15 years old. So yeah, that's a fight. Spence, what is really going on with Shakur Stevenson?
Your guess is as good as mine, or maybe a little bit better, Tunde. You know what I mean? I should have drawn for him for the show.
Because, I mean, it's like Shakur is like one of those talents where I don't know. Eventually, are people going to let him through the door? He's that good. He may be a victim of his own success, but we've seen, if you study boxing, there always comes a point where the fighter gets let through the door at some point. We saw it with Winky Wright. Remember with Winky Wright, nobody wanted to fight that brother.
Nobody wanted to fight him, right?
Nobody wanted to fight him. And then Shane Mosley.
When Winky Wright came to London, yeah, and fought Adrian Dodson, yeah?
Yes.
He fought Adrian Dodson, that was December 19th, 1997. Yeah? And he broke up Dodson viciously. From then, I said, this guy is a terror.
Are you talking about Shane, yeah?
Winky Wright.
Oh, Winky Wright, yeah. Sorry.
From when I saw that, I said, this guy's a terror. They want to leave this guy alone. You know what I mean? Then he broke up Steve Foster.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then he broke up Ainsley Bingham first. Played with Bingham, who was a very good fighter, big left hooker. Then he played with Steve Foster. Right? Then he started to fight London.
Winky Wright was a serious guy because I remember everyone was ducking him, and then Shane Mosley said, "Chad, let me just bring this. Let me bring this boy in," and then that was it. He got in, but then he tried to step up. Didn't Winky get beaten up by Bernard?
Yo, Terrence, it's Spencer. What you saying, champ? Look, Terrence, we're just on the show now, live on the show, right? And I'm just telling everyone, I believe that you should fight Canelo this year, and you will outpoint. I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm saying that you should fight Canelo this year, and that you will soundly outpoint him. You said I should fight Canelo this year? No, you should fight him this year, and you will beat him on points. How do you think your fight with Canelo will go? Of course, I think I'll beat him. I don't know how it'll go, but I know I'll win the fight. All right, champ. That's what I wanted to say. Happy New Year to the champ. Yeah, I mean, keep on doing what you're doing. It's amazing the things that you are doing, my friend. And we really need to see you and Canelo this year. All right, my bro. Take care. God bless.
Spenny Rankin, always delivering the champ live on the phone. I had to put up the banner quick time. But, listen, you need to give man a bit more.
I think Tunde was a secretary in his previous life,
Yeah, he said, just put it up. Terrence Crawford live on the phone. I'll type it quick. But hold tight. But, listen, we're starting the year how we mean to go on.
Come on.
The best athletes, boxers, managers, trainers, promoters, they ultimately will end up on The Fight Is Right. Because it's the place to be. The place where we get the truth. Not always, but most times we get the truth. We get comments from people, and I just feel like it's a great platform for people to sound out. Spence, Virgil Ortiz, I'm hearing, is fighting Madrimov.
Madrimov's gonna beat him
on February the 22nd. That is a fight, Spence.
Majimov is going to beat him, son.
You feel?
I'm telling you. Remember,
it's up at 154.
At 154, Majimov is going to beat him. I'm not
because I really think that Virgil has been a 154 fighter for a long time, Spence.
Maybe he has, son, but he ain't fought at that weight properly. He ain't settled in that weight. And Majimov, you know why you know that Majimov is serious? The brother let us beat up Ishmael Davis the other day, yeah? Was meant to fight. I'm telling you now, Majimov will crack him up too.
Well, we're about to see. Hopefully that fight will take place on a big card on February the 22nd, which is shaping up, as I said, the month of February is set to be a massive, massive month for boxing. A lot of work is going to be not work. A lot of questions will be answered in the month of February, and doors will open. There are going to be. I don't expect every fight to take place. You know, you have to take into account that fighters can get injured, pull out for various reasons. But so far, it's just there's so many big fights. We can't forget Dubois versus Joseph Parker. That is going to be a great fight, Spencer.
It is going to be a great fight, Ton, and something I'm greatly looking forward to. But as we go down the middleweight, you know that Hamza Shiraz has got a world title shot as well on the 22nd of February. Hamza Shiraz is fighting the WBC champion.
Okay.
Right?
What's the guy's name? The champ.
So I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah, but you know what? Also, massive big up to Terence Crawford, you know, because I rang him off my work phone. I sent him a text. I rang him to my work phone. You know what I mean? So it's not my ordinary phone. So massive big up to Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? But I truly do believe that he'll outpoint Canelo.
It's gonna be a great fight, Spence.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great fight if the fight is to happen, because we still don't have the confirmation with regards to if the fight is gonna happen. Tyron Booth says, "Will Hamza Shiraz become world champ? Can Adames beat him?" Adames is a very good fighter.
A very technical fighter. Adames.
Very technical fighter. I'm sure they've watched it now. There's footage, unless it's been taken off of YouTube. There was footage of Terence Crawford fixing up Adames in sparring. And this is what I'm trying to say. When man says Crawford's too small, Crawford has been fixing up middleweights.
Crawford is a terror.
He's been fixing up, going down to Gleason's and beating up, man. I remember there's a good spar. I mean, I ain't watched it for time, of him boxing one of the Dread brothers from Peacock. What was their names? Is it Jarrell? They both turned pro out of the Gleasons, and then they turned pro in America. Obviously, America's no joke. It's not a joke to be from London and go to America to turn pro, because you're fighting the best of the best, especially in New York. But suffice to say, Terence Crawford has really been applying himself to his craft for a long time. But, you know, funnily enough, Adames was the other sparring partner, sparring Crawford at that time. It's going to be, I mean, listen, Hamza, if he becomes the WBC champion, he's there. He's there.
I believe that he's going to win this fight.
He's there.
Well, you know what I like about Hamza Shiraz, yeah? Is his professionalism, son.
Yes.
No, he's on it, man. He's on it. You know what I mean? And because he's on it, I can see him coming out victorious. But you know the maddest thing is this? In the WBC rankings, Chris Eubank Jr. is ranked number 2. Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Chris Eubank Jr. is there. Is that he's got options, but still, regardless, the fight still we want to see is the Eubank fight, Spence.
What, Eubank and Ben?
Eubank and Ben. We don't want to see no next fight.
Of course. And you know what? Hopefully we'll get it to him. Hopefully we'll get it. But what I do is nobody's not in no rush to fight that old man Adonande Lara. No one ain't in no rush to fight him.
He's a dangerous fighter, Spence.
Nobody's not in no rush to fight him.
I don't care if he's 40 years old. Napa was telling me about him. I'm saying, bro, Lara's not a joke. Lara is not a joke. Even at 40 years old, he's full. And I feel now that he's not as young, and he's come down on his feet a little bit, he's even more dangerous. You see, he's stopping, man. He's stopping, man, with one punch and that. Obviously, he literally retired Danny Garcia in his last fight, which was quite sad to see because Danny's such a great guy. Him and his dad spent time in Philly with the both of them, and just good people all round. But Lara, I mean, to this day, people still debate the Canelo fight. I actually don't, to be fair. I mean, everyone in the gym is always cussing me, saying that, nah, you got to be mad. Lara won that fight. But I thought Canelo was pressing the fight. All that, he's the champ. He's the money drawer. Man saying Danny quit. Bro, I don't think you understand what Danny has been through. Mental health, whatever. He's still managing to fight, still keeping all his faculties. The guy is a real man. And the philosophy of their father, of his father, is, I was surprised to see, very much in line with myself. Probably why we ended up there in Philly, because we had no intentions to go into Philadelphia and ending up in Danny Garcia's gym, but that was the case. But Danny Garcia, as Paul L. Finance said, is an absolute legend. All his faculties now started promoting fights, and he's going to be good for boxing. Come on, there's got to be another fight, some other fights.
Listen, the real fight of this year at lightweight would be Tank versus
Shakur.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, I did ask Bill to give us some clarification on Devin. I'm hearing a lot of talk. I'm hearing he's back in the gym.
Well, Tunde, you know, they're suing Garcia for attempted murder.
But that ain't gonna happen, Spence.
They're suing him though. It's in court right now.
That ain't gonna happen.
We made it happen. Tunde, they are suing him right now.
No, they brought a lawsuit. Yeah, but I'm telling you, that lawsuit ain't going nowhere, Spence.
All right, son, but they're suing him.
That lawsuit ain't going nowhere. It's boxing. It's boxing. And I mean, it is like it. It definitely is like it. I mean, someone goes into the ring drugged up when we know the fundamental intent of professional boxing is to render your opponent unconscious, and you're taking drugs, performance enhancing drugs, to do that. That is actually a blatant attempt to, ruin somebody's life. So it's very, very serious. And I'm sure, I don't know, Devin's dad is a serious man when it comes to these things and protecting his family. So, again, I would want to hear from him than just form my own opinions. Chris Essex says, Kambosis against Sam Noakes for the vacant IBF. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't.
And is Kambosis the IBF? Didn't Lomachenko just beat him? Oh, that's why I said vacant. I better put these things because this light is gonna affect my eyes. Yeah. Didn't because Lomachenko's retired now, so obviously he's gonna
He's retired. He's giving up his IBF belt. Yeah.
Okay. On the British scene, I still would like to see Lawrence Okoli against Richard Riakporhe.
Tunde, Lawrence Okoli is a heavyweight, son.
So is Richard Riapo. If you put if these men stop being vegetarians.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to see that fight simply because, bro, it's coming up 2 years now when I stopped their fight when they went to try to go at each other at the Creed 3 premiere. The same premiere that Tunde thought he was going to. That one, right?
Bro, I was so angry. Like, that's how the fight kicked off because I put my energy on it. I'm like, bro, cool. If I'm not going, no one ain't going. I'm going to mash up the whole thing. Yeah, I was so angry.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling Tunde, right, are you going to the Creed premiere? Yeah, I'm going. Well, now, we got a special screening. Me and this guy to a special screening. He said, yeah. I said, no, Tunde, the premiere's tonight. No, that's not the right one. That's not the real one. I remember Tunde tried to pressure me. Look, we're not putting that fight thing on our channel because we're not promoting nothing negative. The little bad mind African.
Oh, time. Timmy Tech RS said no one's ever said this on here before. Laugh out loud. I'm sat on the toilet having a number 2 smoking a zoo, watching Stamina for Soul on my smart TV. Never miss a show. Come on. Oh, time. Man's on the toilet watching our show. Come on.
My friend, that's information, but thank you all the same.
Yeah, we didn't need to know that. We really didn't need to know that, bro. But thank you all the same.
You know what? I would like to see that fight, because I don't think we'll do numbers in the UK.
What fight?
Lawrence Okoli versus Richard Riapo.
Absolutely. I think it's a good fight.
All Richard Riapo put in a devastating performance at heavyweight, which I believe that he will because he's not starving himself to get. Listen, I just don't believe Nigerians can cut weight, Tony.
Why would you say something like that, Spence? Why would you say something like that? Why?
Because you eat meat.
Who would you like to see Lawrence Bacoli in with? Not Lawrence Bacoli, Martin Bacoli in with. The thing is, who wants to go with Martin Bacoli? That's what it. That's more the issue.
Tunde.
Huh?
He's fighting Cabello.
Is that fight now going to take place?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the fight that was for Cabello, former European champion, he's fighting Cabello.
Interesting. That'd be a good fight,
His mind better be sharp, or Cabello will outpoint him.
That's gonna be a good fight.
His mind better.
The way I see Martin Bacoli performing, that man is like a George Foreman, a 0.2 George Foreman. Do we want to see Naoya Inoue versus Nick Bull? Is Nick Bull ready for such a leap up in class?
I don't think no one's ready for Inoue. I don't think no one's ready for him. And I think Nick Bull's style be all wrong for Inoue. Do you know what I mean? And but I just think every now we get a special fighter. But it's not for me to turn around and say, Nick, you can't take the fight. Because if he's up for it and he has the desire for it, who am I or anybody else to say that Nick Bull can't pull it off? But in my mind, leave Inoue alone, bro.
It'd be a good fight. Listen, the little Scouser lad, Nick, he won't say no, mate. He'll have a go. He's a very, very exciting fighter. When I watched him on the Tyson Fury versus Dylan White card, I phoned Frank. I said, Frank, see that kid? Mate, he's something special. And he has proved to be a very, very, very exciting fighter.
On that show, innit?
Say again?
He beat Isaac Lowe on that show.
Isaac Lowe, that's right. Yeah. Spun him around. Bam. Bam. Serious performance that night there. But yeah, if Bacoli fights Cabello, that's a big fight. Definitely. Half Past Fashion says, I don't think Bull's ready for Inoue. A lot of people ultimately are going to think that just because Inoue's just blazed through, I think, 3-4 divisions now. And just an amazing fighter. But some people just have the kryptonite for others, and maybe Netball's got the kryptonite that can stop. Moses Itama versus Lawrence Okoli.
That part will never happen to him. Good fight, but that part will happen.
But this is the thing, Spence. See now, you're putting this young champ in there, fighting for world titles. He now becomes the hunted.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, let him fight Pulev. I wanted to fight Pulev, right? I wanted to fight Pulev.
I think Pulev is a good fight.
I think Pulev is an excellent fight. I think Lawrence Okoli, because there's talk that Lawrence, like Klitschko's on his way back, he's making a comeback. You know what I mean? Vladimir Klitschko's going to make a comeback.
What do you make of that, Spence?
Who?
What do you make of Vladimir Klitschko coming back? Like, what's the point, Spence? I don't get it.
You know why there is? I'll tell you why there's a point. Because Vladimir is looking at boxing today, looking at the technicalities of boxing, knowing that a lot of these boxers are whack technically. And that's why he's saying, yeah, I want to make a comeback. Right? And then also, you're a gladiator. And when you've got that fire in the belly, you want to come back. And that's what's happened.
At what age?
Cool. Age is a massive thing, right? Even though he keeps in shape, he's in very, very good nick and everything else. But you know what?
Vladimir Klitschko, 48 years young. Vladimir Klitschko is a Ukrainian former professional boxer who competed from 1996 to 2017. Let's bear in mind we're in 2025 now.
Yeah, so he's been away for 8 years.
8 years. He had multiple heavyweight world championships between 2000 and 2015, including unified titles between 2008 and 2015. During this time, he also held the IBO and Ring Magazine titles.
Okay. Well, you know what? Like I'm saying, Ton, if that's what you want to go do, then go and do it. But if you fight Lawrence Okoli, I hope Lawrence Okoli knocks you out and knocks you into reality. That's the only issue.
Oh, that's a good fight, you know.
That's
Lawrence Okoli against Klitschko.
That fight. That's the talk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this fight's going to be against Lawrence Okoli.
Oh, wow. I'd like to see that, mate.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Well, Tunde, I think we've had a fantastic show.
Yeah, we had a great show tonight, man. Great show. And Okoli Wilder, that's even a more mad fight.
Yeah.
That is a serious fight. There's actually some great potential matchups in 2025, and I just hope everybody can come together and let this all take place without anyone trying to, stop guys who really are just fighters and want to make a living. Sometimes, as you said, the promoters are at loggerheads with each other, which is what I feel Turkey Al Sheikh is trying to eradicate in the sport and doing a good job so far. And just, ultimately let the public see what they want to see, which is great boxing. I believe 2025 is going to be the greatest year we've had in the sport of boxing thus far. And let's get ready for it, Spence. Watch-alongs. Man said Okoli couldn't sell out Moolies.
Right, man. So
with this exciting style, you never know.
Even if he's giving away free chicken to me. But anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is that I think this new version of Okoli, where he's not killing himself to make the weight, going on this vegan stupidness, I think Lawrence Okoli's got a lot to offer in the heavyweight division.
And it's just, you know what? I was just thinking about this before we end, Spence. Just the other day, we was talking about Boots Ennis, and in one fight, he's almost forgotten about.
You know what? It's not only that, but you know what? Where Boots Ennis isn't the most outgoing persona and personality, right? I don't think that actually helps him in the world that we're living in today. He's not. He's very reclusive, right? So you can put in a supposed also ran performance, but when we're thinking about it, what was also ran about? You got the win. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But listen, the boxing public are
the dominant win as well. You got the win, you came out victorious, but unfortunately, you're not that kind of person. You know what I mean? So because of that, then unfortunately, it doesn't help your case. But all you got to do is keep on winning. You're going to get that big fight soon. It's going to come. Or you're going to get an opportunity to pit your skills against someone not equally as talented, but maybe equally as durable, equally as tough. You know what I mean? Harder puncher than you. They match you up in different levels as we're going through the plethora of how we're judging a fighter, and then we can see what you have to give to the world. I think you're super talented. I think you're uber talented, but at the same time, if you put in an also-ran performance, then people will criticize, and that's what will happen.
Sammy Ali. It's only that Andrew McIntosh has been here for a little while. I was gonna block him just for making such a statement. Again, a guy talking about the business of boxing, which he knows nothing about, just talking nonsense. So don't let me get hot in this year. You do not know a thing, Andrew McIntosh, and you pretend as though you know boxing, but you don't know nothing. You're just one of these guys on the internet just reading comments and making a comment. So until you are actually
don't know what? You don't know what, Ton?
You don't know nothing about boxing. You don't know nothing about boxing. You don't know the business. You don't know nothing. You just on the internet reading comments and making comments. Please, if you think you know more, then take out a license. Take out a license. Yeah? You don't know, all you're doing is talking.
He has got a license.
You're just talking.
No, Tunde. He's got 2 licenses, TV and driving.
Anyway, it's all good. Listen. Nah, I'm only joking, Jay Jones. It's all good. You listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But the fact is, you really don't know what's going on. So it's all good. And it's great. It's a great way to start the year, full of controversy, full of
Pat Barrett for joining the show. Massive
Pat Barrett. We've got to thank brother Pat
from Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? The pound for pound #1, or you could say pound for pound #2, but I don't give a damn. He's still pound for pound for me.
Yes. So thank you, Terrence Bud Crawford, for blessing the show. Very briefly, but all the same, still blessing the show. Thank you, the brother Pat Barrett, coming on, having his say, talking the talk, saying he wants to fight, Lennon wants to fight, and just great conversation all round. I hope we didn't offend anybody this evening. Not a way to start the year offending anyone. I just hope that we're just giving it to the people the way they want it, which is the utter truth of boxing. And thank you, Half Past Fashion, for the $9.99. And she says, just because. So yeah, couple Snapchats this evening, Spence.
Listen, I'm grateful for that. Half Past Fashion. God bless you, sis. May you have a really prosperous 2025, because 2025 is not just about living, but it's about staying alive. And I don't mean the Bee Gees neither. All right?
Bro, people don't know about no Bee Gees. What's about it?
What are you talking about? Well, you know about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us end the show in exactly the same way we started it. Back next Sunday, you already know. I may not be back, actually, because we'll be wrapping up camp.
Right?
We're actually wrapping up camp.
But I believe that Johnny Nelson and Gareth A. Davis will be joining us next week. Right? Inshallah. And we'll see where we're going to go from there, bro. I mean, we're going to see where we go from there. We've got some big guests for next week anyway.
Come on. All right. So, again, let's try again. Ladies and gentlemen, let us end the show in exactly the same way we started it. with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on up. Peace, two fingers. I wish every single person the next 7 strong days. Peace, two fingers. We out.